Hello world, today I'm going to show you an easy way to create classes in C# using a program called Class Creator. Class Creator is available at RobinsonProgramming.com. Okay, to start with, in Visual Studio we have a template project already constructed that will utilize nUnit and Log4Net. nUnit is a program we use to test our program so we don't have to try every single possibility that we might encounter. We can just hard code it in there and it'll run it for us. Nice thing about Class Creator is it will not just generate the classes, but it'll also create the necessary test file for those classes that it creates. So let's begin. Let's start by typing a class name. We'll have an employee. And the employee will have variables. Type them down here. Data type, and then the variable name, first name. You don't need to type in the semicolons. The program will take care of that for you. We'll have a middle initial. And a last name. String. We'll make this a character array. And an ID number, long ID. We'll add the class by clicking this button here. Notice the employee class and all of its member variables have been moved over there. So we'll have another class called a gas tank. And the gas tank will have amount, and it'll also have quantity. Or a capacity, rather. We will add that class. All of our variables are over there. Now, if you want to change the using directives, you come over here to Edit, click on Configuration, and you can change the name of the namespace for the classes and also the namespace for the test file. If you want to do logging with Log4Net on your test, leave this button checked. If you don't, you can uncheck it and it won't generate it for you. Class using statements, just type in your using preprocessor directives down here that you want. Let's say we want system.collections. When you make your changes, you click on apply. You can do the same here for the test unit, for the test unit that you're going to be making as well. If you completely mess things up and you want to put things back the way they were, you can go up here and click on Default Settings. Notice our collections is now gone. Apply that. Click on OK. Alright, we have our classes. Let's create them along with a test file. We'll check this one before we create our classes. It'll ask us where we want to save them. We'll save them here. And notice we have an empty folder here before we start. We tell it OK. And now we have our classes. Let's take a look at our classes here. Open Edit, select all, copy, bring it over here to Visual Studio, select all, paste. Here's our employee class. We got our variables here in their own region. We even have constructors, a default constructor, and also a constructor that takes arguments. That's also enclosed in a region. We'll close that region. Here's our methods. We have our getters, and our setters. And we even have properties for each of the variables here. We'll do the same thing with our gas tank. Edit, Control A, copy, bring it over here, Control A, paste. Same thing for this one. Our variables, constructors, methods, and the properties. It does them all for us. Now our test objects. We created a test object with this one. So we will open it up, Control A, copy, and we will select all and paste it over here. And I'll just show you what we're doing here. It includes the testing directive. It also includes the logging instruction needed to make the logging with log4net. It creates our new object and asserts if it's not null, then it just goes through and tests each of the constructors, passing random parameters in there, test if they're all equal. And then it tests the properties and our getters or setters. Okay, we set the name there, we log it, and then we get it to see if it's equal. Alright, in nUnit, notice nothing's popped up over here, so we're going to have to rebuild our solution. And when we rebuild our solution, rebuild all succeeded, good, and our tests appear. Let's run our tests. And they all pass. Well, there you have it. I hope this was helpful. Happy programming.